as much time, and there was some good passes, but time space he was given an eternity, and where that left flank was against what should I call it, Carl Walker's run, I don't know there. Here's a couple of things that I found really interesting and very odd. I've only found this on one website, but there are some Spurs fans giving doubts about Eric Lamela, and I think it's fair to voice them. I too want to. Why would you have such good gloves? He's 21. He's playing. It's not as if he's fresh to from South America to England. South America to Italy to England. So he's been to Europe before. It's a bit of an adaptation, but he wants such so the kid gloves compared to the other players. And here's the thing: first of all, he's probably he's a record signing, a club record signing eventually to replace the world record signing. Bale is a huge shadow. Everything he does will be compared to Gareth Bale, no matter what he does. How Gareth Bale done it, how Gareth Bale did it in Real Madrid. Ideally, you'd want him to start now because obviously Gareth Bale, he's at least 3 4 weeks away from fitness. You kind of like wondering, there'll be comparisons being made between the two. The other thing is, he speaks Spanish. Obviously, Soldado speaks Spanish, but Soldado's a lot older, and we're not playing to his strengths yet. So I think it just takes time for all players to bed in. Obviously, Christian Eriksen speaks fluent English, and he obviously knows, Yama Tongan. So that definitely has helped. With Capu, he again fluent French speaker. Dembele obviously speaks French. Vertonghen, I'm assuming, would speak some French. Lloris, Kabul, there's some French speakers. And here's the thing: if you look at Ronaldo when he first came to the UK, he was a skinny young kid. If you look at the sheer physical specimen that he is, very few players combine that level of sheer physicality, athleticism, and incredible technical ability. I don't know any player that does that. And to do that so well, very few players do that. And it took him 3 years, and everyone remembers that Ronaldo wink to Wayne Rooney. That's more and Robinson wink, but still, I think it'll take time. So yes, if in 6 months, yeah, it'll be a bit of a worry. But he signed for us, I think, less than 6 weeks ago, wasn't it? The window had barely closed. I think it was like the end of August. So there's time. There's still time. And and I'll never have any player. Yeah, case in point, Michael Dawson today. This club announced a new contract. He's going to stay at the club till about 2016. And here's a player that last year's on his way out. ABB said, you know what? Didn't think it was honest. Him said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to give you a shot. I've got four very good defenders here. I think the injury to Kabul obviously helped Michael Dawson, but we saw literally Gallas. Yeah, he was. Let's face it. When we got Gallas, he was on his last legs. How we got an extra season again was like a miracle, and then the third season was just pushing it too far. Corker didn't want to wait for his chance. Understandably, he wants to play games. I'm not saying he's not doing brilliantly at Cardiff. He's doing okay, but he's not the same impact he had at Cardiff. He's not the same impact he had at Bristol Rovers or City. Obviously, one division down, but I think this says it already. He's obviously a quality player, but Dawson stuck to it, worked hard, showed, look, I'm not going to give up. And now he's club captain. He's 29, probably retire, leave the club at 32, go back to Forest. And he's been a great servant to the club, and I wish him all. He's been done fantastically. So so that plays. We write off players too easy. Oh, Lamela, he's too skinny. It took 3 years for Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the finest players in the world today. So, and everyone thought he'd been his way out. I mean, obviously Rooney was like the golden boy of United, and obviously that wink. So it didn't. Thankfully, it was a very strange thing. The Y word, again, the police said no, we might be liable to arrest. I don't know what to say about this, but one guy on Facebook said it really well. After 20 years of anti-Semitism, the police have done nothing. Over 20, 30 years of anti-Semitism, we were using the Y word for X amount of years, and now they want to arrest us, the victims of anti-Semitism, for taking back the word that we used to deflect anti-Semitism. You can't really make it up, can you? So, on to the match of the cup final, for West Ham at least. It's an interesting thing. You look at their games; they've done all right. They've obviously, they won. They won against Cardiff. They won. They've had a, but really, they've drawn against Newcastle. The league-wide, draw against Southampton. Southampton are no joke. They're a good side. Although I do wish I could that was a damn boring game. And they've lost contentiously, I thought, to Hull. I thought, it was a bit of a, And West Ham, again against Everton, Leighton Baines, two excellent free kicks from Leighton Baines. They could have won it. So they're a team not to be, sniffed at. But I think, Andy Carroll's injured. I don't know. I don't know. Is it his leg or something? And for me, I just don't see where they're going to be scoring goals. I mean, I know they scored a couple of goals against Everton, but Roberto Martinez plays a very open side. They have had trouble scoring goals. We have had trouble, not leaking goals. We had no trouble, keeping clean sheets, and very little trouble anyway. And so I think I'm not. I just don't see. I think the only way for West Ham to really do this is to really go out and push, unless they're going to come. And West Ham aren't going to come for a draw. Any other team, I'll give credit to West Ham, will come White Hart Lane and they'll play. They'll play very, very deep. Looks on the break. They desperately want to win this. I think that'll be their downfall. I can see us winning 2-0, I think. I'm hoping Soldado and Lamela will get goals. That's how I put in my prediction league. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go into the game. I'm actually running in the Royal Parks half marathon tomorrow morning. And the time I get back after the cool down and everything, I'll be barely able to make it back to North London, let alone make it down to the game in time. But to those Spurs Odyssey guys who'll be at the Corey Coaching Horses, I say hello to you guys now, and I'm gonna miss seeing you guys tomorrow. I'll miss you and my burger, and I'll miss some kicks. We're not using the M word. If the Y word's gonna be banned, Debs, the M word is also banned. It'll be interesting to see how we play. Obviously, I think he'll continue with Andros. I'll give credit to Andros, and there's some lovely little, showed some maturity. Didn't look to blast it every single time. Jeske Line is one hell of a goalkeeper. It took a Bale howitzer to stop him to get past him last season. So we'll see. I'm hoping that we can, get a 2-0, and I think, defensively, I think we'll have the same back four. I mean, we did this thing Spurs Forum at the UK, and we all picked the same. Well, out of the three anyway, the same back four out of so goalkeeper obviously was Hugo Lloris, but same back three. There's a bit of doubt that it's going to be Danny Rose, it's going to be Carl Norton, but that was the main issue. Who was going to, the front two were pretty much guaranteed. Left back's an issue. I don't think Carl Norton's a great left back. It still staggers me that we don't have Benny, but I don't get why he doesn't play Benny. I really don't get that, but I think it's more to show that Danny Rose, look, we're going to give you a chance, we'll give you a whole season, and we'll go from there, really. He showed some good effort. He's for me, he's a little bit too short to be left back. I think they should be at least 5'8", 5'9". I just think he's a bit too short. But if that means his short stature makes him a much better tackler because he's got a low sense of gravity, therefore he can then yeah, I'll go for it. Doubtful he'll play, but he'll hopefully be back after the international break. God, I hate the internationals. And obviously we've got Capu to come back, possibly Addy. So yeah, I think this is going to be hopefully a very decent side to play. It'll be interesting to see how he plays. I mean, Sam Allardyce, he does play a very efficient, shall I say, style of football. Not very interesting, but it'll be we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see how West Ham react. Are they there's always going to be some idiot that says something like we all know the A song. I'm not even. It's such a horrible song to sing. And last season, let's just say West Ham fans, not my favourite kind of people. I mean, some fans I meet are pretty nice. I mean, I met fans of every club. I mean, I met some Birmingham fans the day they got relegated. I said, look, no matter what happens in the game, I hope you guys are going to be okay and stuff like that. And they're all pretty agreeable. He shook hands, I shook hands with the Swansea fans, I shook hands with everyone. You know what I mean? West Ham fans, I don't know. It's always a bit. And Chelsea fans. Arsenal, It's a bit of rivalry, a bit of banter. Like West Ham and Chelsea, I don't know, it just gets a bit nasty with you guys. I don't know what it is. So I hope we beat the living shit out of you tomorrow. I'm gonna go for 2-0, Soldado, Lamela, and I'm gonna go Christian Eriksen to run the show. And it'll be interesting. Obviously, we've got 2 weeks international. I can see a lot of players. It'll be interesting. Obviously, I'm not saying players don't want to get injured because obviously you've got the England game coming up, but they'll want to go out and do their best. Townsend will want to put on a show. And I think Lamela, obviously, because he's going for the international, he's got Di Maria, he's got compete against, he wants to show what he can do. So yeah, let's see what we can do. And cup final comes a bit early for you West Ham fans. So you're going to lose it. As always, come on you Spurs.